Example is better than precept. One of the things most commonly and generally offered to others is precept or moral instruction. Parents continually advise children on how to get on in the world. Teachers are never tired of instructing students to behave well. Politicians constantly exhort their countrymen to do this or that or not to do this or that. And even novelists often preach under the guise of telling stories. Unfortunately, much of this advice falls flat. It is not taken seriously and it is hardly acted upon. One important reason why much of the precept in the world falls on deaf ears is that it is not reinforced by example. How can a sick doctor inspire confidence among his patients? How can a piece of advice sound convincing when it is not followed by the preacher himself? In fact, inconsistency between profession and practice often raises laughter. A habitual drunkard solemnly advising others to give up drink. A man attired in an expensive suit of foreign cloth recommending the use of catter. A society lady given to extravagance pleading for simple living and high thinking. These are examples in which the precept offered is flouted by the preacher himself and hence is ineffective and even ridiculous. If a preacher wants his sermon to be followed, he must try to be a living embodiment of it. Mahatma Gandhi's teachings evoked countrywide enthusiastic response because he practiced them himself. He did not merely ask the people to lead a simple life. He himself tried to live like a poor Indian peasant and thereby set an example. He did not merely exhort the people to spin and use catter. He spun every day and wore catter made by himself. Nor did he merely recommend nonviolence. He tried to be nonviolent in thought, word and deed. Example, thus, is better than precept. It may be combined with precept, but even by itself it would be eloquent and effective. A minister living in a luxuriously furnished bungalow and moving about in an imported car has no right to advise others to tighten their belts. If he sincerely wants others to practice austerity and economy, he needn't even ask them to do so, but should cut down his expenses on pomp and luxury. A living example is more effective than empty words.